Hey y'all, it's Sarah, and today I'm playing with some minis, and I thought I'd share them. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'm just sitting here playing with some of these. I did this one already. I couldn't wait, and I thought, well, maybe some folks might like to see what these other ones that I'm going to share. This one is one of the teeny tinies from Five Below, and I have this one that I have not opened yet. It's a little farmer's market, and I'm working on a market myself. And I thought this might be a fun addition. The scale's a little smaller, I think, than what I typically work at. But since it's going inside of my market itself, I think it'll work as just a cute display. This one says it's got 20 pieces. And it's got some veggies and the market stand, some crates. It's pretty cute. Look, it's even got a little plant in there. So let's pop it out. So I've got it out. This is what's inside. I will say they come with like a cute little backdrop. If that's something that you recycle. That one's a fun little one. The other one had one as well. Let's see. So some of these I think I'm probably going to add some color to. If you look, the coloring's a little, it's a little white. So we've got some broccoli. And I would suggest on some of these, and not just this brand, but other brands of tiny objects like this. I don't know if you can see the little nubs and the little seams that come off the molds. If you take like the fine side of a file or a sanding block or something, you can usually smooth those down pretty well. That's typically something I try to do so you don't see those seams. I will say the pumpkins are pretty darn cute. And they've got little texture to them. We've got an eggplant. Looks like cauliflower and some cabbage or lettuce. Let's see what the box says. Is it cabbage or lettuce? It's lettuce, but to me, it looks like cabbage. We've got some cucumbers. They're a little on the pale side. It wouldn't take much with an alcohol marker to add a little more color and dimension to that. And we've got this little corn on the cob with the husk. Could that be any cuter? Look how cute that is. The little shopping bag. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be asparagus. It looks like. A little bundle there. And let's go ahead and get this guy out. Oh, it looks like the bins are, yeah, they're removable. That's fun. Are they all removable? Just the little bins are removable. It's got a little hook on the side. Let me bring the box back and see what the hook on the side may be for. Maybe to hook your shopping bag, possibly. I'm not sure. It doesn't show on the box display, but there is a little hook on the side of it to hook to. I do see that might need to be smoothed out a little. What else do we have in here? This is supposed to be a mango, but it looks like a little pepper to me. How cute is that? And we've got like a little digital scale here. I'm just going to set that on the shelf there. I am probably going to add some more color to the stand as well. Maybe give it a wood grain look. Look how cute this little plant is. That's adorable. And then you've got local honey. And oh, how cute. I don't know if I can get it close enough. It's a little tiny clove of garlic. And here's one of the, oh, they're rubbery. You definitely feel your crates full. They're a little pliable. And the other crate already is full. It's got berries in it. And I'm guessing that's probably, yep. So the berries are solid. And you just pull it out and use the crates. So it's like one little block, and you can pull that out and have the crate. That's everything in this one. It's a pretty cute little set for $5. My husband picks these kind of things up for me when he sees them cheap like that, which brings me to the next one. Now, these are the other two that he picked up for me. I knocked over my garbage can. One is a bakery and one is an ice cream shop. And I have no idea of the scale of these. That's why I said I didn't know how long this video was going to take, because you can hear a lot of parts in there. It says not for children under 3, so above 3. I'm guessing it still can't be that hard to put together if they're recommending this for 4-year-olds and up. I'm going to go ahead and open this and let's find out what's in it, because I have not tried any of these. And I think these were like $5 also. So I have not played with any of these before. I have not seen one outside of the box. I have no idea what we're pulling out here. Oh, so there's a lot going on. And let's see, I like the stickers for this. They're on matte paper instead of being shiny and slick. So that's kind of cute. This is what the side panel shows is in here. It doesn't look too complicated. It does look a little on the small scale. So let's dig into this and find out what's in here. So I've got some little containers here for sorting, and I'm just going to dump them out as the bag comes. That's everything in that bag. And then that one just looks like it's got 2 pieces. I am going to tell you, there is no instructions. So this is the only paper that came in here. Most of this stuff is usually pretty self-explanatory. If you look at the picture, this is what the box looks like. I can't read any of that. Some of you might be able to. But I'm going to set the box to the side for myself so I can look at the pictures and figure this out. So I see 2 display shelves, and I'm guessing something snaps with these. Unless that is the size of those. That may be the actual scale to that. These are the little popsicle treats. So I'm just going to spin those off of there. This is another one of those times where I would say, after doing this right here, take your nail file and you can get all the little bits. I might, on something like this is probably where I'll end up coming in and like painting the stick white. But the little popsicles are cute. Going by the image, it looks like there's pink and white ones. And that's still a little hard to tell because it's just a drawing. But you could absolutely use some of your resin and things like that to decorate those. I think some of the chocolate looking resins drizzled down these would look great. I feel like that could be used for something. I don't know why. It looks like maybe handles, or I feel like those could be used for something. I'm not going to necessarily toss those. So this is a much smaller scale than I typically work at. I am guessing this may be, I don't know what scale this is. It's pretty small. So this looks like the countertop, and it just snaps together. You can see I do work in a much larger scale. However, I managed to work in some smaller pieces Although a lot of times I end up using them different than the initial setup. There's a lot of treats in here. These could all be spruced up with a little resin, a little inking, a little chalking. They're pretty cute. There's some little cupcakes and ice cream cones. I'm guessing they're all ice cream since this is technically the ice cream shop. So they're all different types of ice creams. I don't have an ice cream shop going into my little shopping center that I'm making. There is one in the shopping mall that I made for my son. So he might end up with some of the ice creams. There's a cute little cash register. And look, it fits perfectly right there. These are little, look, they're little displays. Not sure which one they're for though. Maybe I have it upside down. I feel like it would be that side. However, they didn't fit. The image has one little guy like this. I'm figuring it out. One little guy like this. And see, you would think the little divider would hold those, but that part isn't really deep enough. So apparently they go this way. And this one had little ice cream cones in it. Like that. There we go. There is a scale, which the scale is a fairly decent size. So with a little tweaking to this one, that would work in my regular kitchen. There is a cute little sandwich board, and I think that is what one of the stickers is for. It is Koala Ice Cream Shop is the name of it, and that looks like its sticker. And we have the cones. These stickers look to belong on this one. Looks like this little shelf unit goes this direction. And not sure if I'm going to use this one because honestly, can you read what that says? It just says storage cabinets on that little sticker down there that goes along this bottom. I may put it on there. I like labels. I label everything, so that just kind of makes me laugh to have that there. And then this one looks like it becomes kind of that pennant looking banner over this part of the shelf. So that's everything in here. And there's a lot of cute pieces to work with here. I think some of these things I can absolutely still use, still work in to the scale that I work at. And honestly, if I can figure out a way to connect these guys together and make that stand up, that's still going to be a cute display. I'm not putting my stickers on it just yet until I figure out which way I might want to set this up, because these are kind of small to me as far as floor displays. But when I already have my cabinets and countertops made, these will be great shelf displays for the scale that I work at. Oh, and this was one more little piece. It actually does have the slots for these. It holds the little sticks of the popsicles. And I guess you put your other little treats in the little slots. I keep dumping them over, but still pretty cute. Lots of little bits and pieces that are absolutely usable and scalable to other things. Even at the scale I'm working at. And I don't mention the scale I work at a lot because I don't really know what it is. It's not quite Barbie. And it's not quite typical dollhouse. It's somewhere in between. Like if you were a Skipper doll, whatever her scale technically is, she would fit pretty average around all the things I use, all my little furniture. I'll let you look and see what I mean. Skipper would probably look better with most of these sizes, and even in my houses. The next one is going to be the bakery. So this is what the flap shows that's inside. And once again, this one says for 3 and above. Oh, it's all in one bag. And there are lots of stickers in this one. This one's Koala Bakery. And these are actually shiny. They're not that matte finish that the ice cream ones were. But I'm going to go ahead and pull some more trays out to kind of dump this out and see what we've got in here. So let's find out what is in this. Well, that was a lot harder to dump out with it all being in one bag. But I think I've got some of it figured out. I feel like these are the smaller accessories and the baked goods. So I'm going to put those over there, and then let's pull out the big things. So here's our cash register. Another cute little cash register. And that tells me this is the countertop for it. I still think these right here could make cute risers in my bakery. And I'm just going to set the little cash register there. Not sure yet. I'm looking at the package, trying to figure it out. So this looks like it all probably snaps together in one way or another. I should have test run this before I opened them, so I would look like I knew what I was doing. But I'm learning right with y'all. I see those nubs and I see that, so I'm just going to guess that pops in there. It's kind of like trying to put Legos together when you didn't have the instruction sheet. So in the image, it makes these all look super connected. However, it looks like these other ones don't snap together. They just hang out and make little sorting bins. If you see the side angle, looks like they just fit like this, which is still cute and still perfect for one of my tabletop displays. So absolutely adorable. This looks like some cooking gear, maybe. Looks like a pan. Anytime I get the gray plastic looking pan, you know, they use gray plastic a lot for what's supposed to look like metal. I just use some of the Rust-Oleum chrome paint and spray paint all the gray stuff, and it works so good to get more metallic looking. I don't know if you can see in my background some things that I have done that with over the gray items. There is some tongs. Had to click them. It's bad mojo if you don't click your tongs. And there's a little tiny rolling pin, which I may end up painting. I kind of wish they would have done the rolling pin on this one out of this color. It would make it easier. I believe these are cartwheels, or wheels for carts. That makes better sense. It looks like this pops onto here. And I'm not actually going to click those in place because I suspect that I am going to spray paint these pieces a different color. So that just pops in. You can see it just pops in the hole. But I'm not going to do that just yet because I can almost bet you that I'm going to paint this. And it looks like a little shopping cart that you snap together, which is really kind of cute. Because how convenient is that? You got a little hand basket. Can you see that? That's pretty clever design, honestly. And these seem like they're going to be the wheel to this little guy. I don't know. If you look, it's got holes in the side of the basket like it's supposed to have a handle. But I do not see any sign of a handle, nor do I see one on the image drawing that looks like it. So maybe they just reused the same mold for one that has a handle and then one for this one. So there's our little buggy, your cart. I know culturally everybody's got a name for that. Let's look at some of the accessories here. We have got, oh, there's another little sandwich board sign. Still a cute size and scale for countertop stuff. I'm getting too excited. So the milks are kind of tiny. For my scale, they start looking more like school milk, but they're still cute. So we're going to pop those out. Where is the sticker set for this? Let's see if I can tell who is what. Let me put my eyeballs on. So they're all different milks, apparently. So I guess you get to pick your milk. If you look, it looks like strawberry milk, milk, fresh milk, and banana milk. And I guess you can just pick which milk you want to be your milk. I'm not sure which one comes in a can like this. We don't do a lot of milk in cans here other than just regular milk. Or condensed milk, things like that. So I'm not sure about the little square can either. I guess it's a guessing game because if you look, some stickers are longer than the other ones. So I would guess just by looking at this, with the way that this milk comes sideways, this is for this little can. You know, use your own discretion there. I'm going to slide those over. And let's look at the baked goodies. So honestly, the baked goodies come out really pretty much like any of our resin ones would initially when you get them, before we put the resins and the sprinkles and all the good stuff. So it looks a whole lot like some of those things. There is some a couple different colors. It looks like they went with 3 different colors of the same pattern. So we've got the loaves. I'm just gonna move that sticker. And I've already lost a pretzel here, so we have pretzels. I think it's cool that they did them in multiple colors. And honestly, they're not too bad of a base. I don't know if you've seen some of my other bread videos, and any of the time that I mess with bread, I always add some color and texture to it. Just to give it a little more realism. But these are pretty cute. They've got a little, some of them have texture to them. And I'll show you in just a second. So these are some smaller loaves. Whatever these little bunny things are, they definitely have a baked good kind of texture to them. These are pretty cute. Those would have been adorable for some kind of Easter cookies, I think. And then my son would be in love. They have cat donuts. This would be cute with some of the Hello Kitty kits. Doing something with these little kitty cat donuts. And I don't think the scale is too wrong compared to some of our other stuff. You can absolutely still make, even though all this part is super tiny, these things I think you could still make work with any of the stuff that we use from our kits. And I will say the donuts are a little more plain than the ones that come in our kits. And let me find one real quick and you can see the difference. Well, I couldn't find any round ones that I didn't already have decorated. And they're already in my little bakery space. But this is one of the heart ones. And you can kind of see how that compares in size to some of these. So not that big of a scale difference, to be honest with you. I think it's something you could still completely work in and add to some of your other stuff to bulk up the look of something. But overall, for $5, it's a pretty cute kit. It's got some pieces in it that'll be super handy for me because I can't wait for this to be an actual countertop display in that bakery area. I think it'll be so cute on the table that I've already got set up in there. I will share photos. I am literally in the middle of two mini house projects right now, or they're actually Barbie scale houses, but since I scaled down a little bit, it lets me decorate inside them a little more heavy than I could if I was using actual Barbie scale furniture. So I'm in two of them going right now. One is a bachelor pad, and it's going to be super fun. It's a little out of my typical realm because it's not girly, and I've been getting some input. I live in a house full of guys, so I've been getting input on ideas that they would have, which is video gaming and movie posters. And of course, my husband said it had to have a garage. They wanted an arsenal. They wanted all kinds of crazy things. I try to fit in as much as I can. I'm finding it amusing to work on something. And then to get to my girly side, I'm actually building myself a shop that is a bakery boutique, salon. Like it leans a little on the girly side, and I'm doing them both at the same time because I make pieces and don't know what to do with them, and I go back and forth deciding which house it could be used better in. That's what I've been doing lately. I just wanted to share some of this because it's fun, and there are a lot of fun things out there. And even if it's not the scale that you think you're working at, that doesn't mean that those pieces aren't usable to you. Like I said, some of them end up being what looks like this scale looks fine with this. However, it also, and you can see this is such a tiny little, this is just going to be a tabletop thing for me instead of a full grocery display. But if you look at the scale with the slightly scaled up stuff that I have, it still looks okay. And you can see that with the foods as well. So I think I can still get use out of all of these. This is a lot of pieces for, overall, I think he spent $15 between the farmer's market kit and these two kits, and there's a whole lot of pieces considering what we pay for just one of the little balls just to get these. I have plenty of extra resin, so not a big deal, but the components are always fun to have. I think I will get a lot of use. There's tons of food in this one. There's lots of veggies in that one, and then you saw with the ice cream store, and that's not even all of them because I've already got these other ones in the little thing. There were tons of pieces in that too. That's a lot of little displays to really kind of bulk up the things that I'm playing with. Yes, I do things out of clay sometimes, and I have fun making the ones by hand, but I also have fun figuring out ways to alter these. That's probably why I like the resin balls so much. I have ones that you'll be seeing coming up that'll probably be remixes of some of these in with some of these components. Also, I just finally got some of the mixed drink ones. I had not been interested in that line, but since I started on this bachelor pad condo thing, it does have like a dude den in it with a pool table and a little bar, and it actually gives me a space now to do some of those minis. So I'm going to be starting those videos soon, and then some remixes to get these things into my little shop. So watch for that coming up, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.